to say just a word of thanks, first of all, to all of you who voted us once again the #1 television programme in this year's Melody Maker poll. Thank you very much indeed, and I can promise you this year a very exciting series, and I'll be telling you more about some of the things we'll be seeing on the programme next week. But it's been a long time since we've seen the Rolling Stones in performance on British television, and tonight we'll be devoting almost the whole of our programme to a film made during the band's European tour in Paris, and that's coming up in just a few minutes' time. But the band were in town last week in London, and we met up with Mick, with Woody and with Charlie to talk about the film, talk about the new album, and a few other things along the way.
Straight off the production. Can you believe it?
How you doing?
Oh,
nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah. When did you get back to Britain, Mick?
Last week.
Before we get on to the album, let's talk about the film.
But anyway, she didn't turn up, so I had to do it, and so
Very well.
you notice that during the film that I'm very in between numbers changed jackets and trousers very quickly. This is because I'm very good at changing jackets and trousers very quickly.
You did film it over a period of, what, 3 days, was it, Mick?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
Which accounts for the trouser changing.
What made you choose the Abattoir to do the gig?
Well, it's really the only place in Paris that was unfashionable. Because the trouble with the French is, though, the trouble with the French, well, I might take my glasses off at this point.
The meat market is the only place you can get off in
The
Paris.
account executive, look.
The trouble with the French is that they try and make everything into an occasion, which
This
is laudable.
It's got Take Two written down already. We haven't got room one yet.
But they turn up in evening dress and diamonds, you see. Even when we did the Palais des Sports, which is like the equivalent of the Wembley, what's it called, pool, or
Leeds University.
could be. Anyway, so the abattoir was so sufficiently disgusting that we thought we could obviate that. But even then we had to make a special section for people dressed in evening dress and diamonds.
It's a bit like the Cow Palace or something in San Francisco,
Isn't it?
where there's lots of mud and things on the
I
floor.
see, yeah.
When it's dried out, it becomes dust, which, when the house lights are turned up, provides fantastic atmosphere.
Well, this is bound to be cut.
How does he know all this?
I had this speech ready.
Because you've been fairly kind of reticent about doing television filming before,
Except
haven't
for you, of course.
That's true, yeah. I mean, is that the reason that you decided to take the best of 3 days, so that you could pick off the very cream of the performance you put on there?
Well, no, I mean, actually, the guy that did it, we would call affectionately Freddie the Frog, who directed it.
Freddie Heiser.
Olympian Frenchies, yeah.
He's not French, I don't think,
It
actually.
was no fun editing 3 nights in his front
No,
room.
he
I
was
tell you.
very good.
His old lady was ill as well.
You have to tell him that. But
Okay, sorry, Fred.
we managed to, have some say in it, so we could pick out what we thought musically were the best played numbers, and he could say which were the best numbers visually for him, and we had to make some sort of compromise or come together on that.
Were you pleased with the overall result when it was finished?
Yeah, I think it sort of basically holds up. It's quite difficult to make a rock show hold up. When I first saw it, I thought it was horrendous. But, I mean, because, you know you've done the numbers much better before and all that, and it was very difficult, playing in front of all those lovely French people. Or frogs, as we affectionately call them.
Mind you, Michael does know a few phrases in French, which does help.
Yes, right.
Let's talk about the new album at this point, if we can, because, I mean, one of the things that interests me so much about it is the width of material you cover in that album.
I was going to say width of the album.
Yes, right. I mean, how did you go about the selection process for the tracks,
Oh, God.
for a start?
Well, I listened to every show that we'd recorded and picked the best ones.
How many
With
hours
Keith,
did you
yeah.
have, Mick? You must have had a lot of material.
Well, 54 shows.
Roughly 2 hours a show.
Yeah. But I didn't actually listen to them all. I mean, I knew half of them were rubbish and half of them weren't properly recorded.
That's not fair to the people in Cleveland. No,
But I mean, no, well, yeah, that's basically just listening to them all and then putting them all together. And then, of course, some of the tracks had to go. And then we also wanted to do, excuse I, something different, a bit from this usual hi everybody, 100,000 seater stadium. So that's why we did
that's how there is no side 3. No, side 3 is all the Elmer combo, which is pulled from just 2 nights that we did in Toronto at that 300-seater club.
Wow.
That we're all standing, actually, but it's...
Really?
That's my favourite side. How
Right.
about you, Charlie?
Well,
Do you prefer the energy from the atmosphere, the energy from a smaller place in that way?
Yeah.
Still.
I do, he doesn't.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. You see, it depends where.
Depends what you're doing.
It depends what the energy. The energy can be. The energy can be very low in 100,000 people there. In actual fact, I mean, amazingly enough.
You can't dance on a little stage.
No, I can't. Well, I'm limited.
Exactly. That's why it's not so much fun for you as it is for us.
Yeah, one of the things that impresses me about the live album too so much is the sound, right, and how good it is. I mean, can you explain to us what goes into recording a live gig of that kind?
Go on, you set it up.
Did I?
I believe so.
Well, you set up sort of about 32, 40 channels out off the stage.
The best.
And out of that you have to get about 20. It's a bit like what we're doing now. You know, and you go into the mixer. I mean, it's and you don't do any EQ. You don't do any sound changes at all. You just get everything down you can. Because people are always tripping over mics and making noises and all that, which is why
Sabotage.
yeah,
Other
right.
acts.
Yeah, other people wander on the stage, or you get guest artists trying to play piano, or you get that sort of thing, guitarists out of tune, drummers missing beats.
Before we joined this, Charlie,
That's never
before our
happened.
time.
No, but you set up a whole bunch of mics. The only thing is, I don't think you should record it like that at all. But I mean, you can't get any recording engineer to record it how you want, because they record it all so close, and they never take any notice of the sound in the hall. You see,
How do you think it should be recorded? Mick?
I think it should be recorded
Oh, Romany.
just like there's a certain point where it must sound really the best. You know,
Which is a cross between the mics on stage and those placed out in the audience.
yeah, about sort of 20 rows back or something like that. And then you needn't have to mix it so much as you do, but they don't ever do that properly for some reason. They don't know themselves, and so probably because they want to mix it all afterwards.
It's so clean.
So how mixed is that album?
Well, it's very mixed. I mean, it's got to be because it's all mixed. I mean, obviously you get an audience track in it, you know what I mean? But I mean, I think you should just be able to record it and not hardly have to mix it at all. But I mean, that's not how they record live albums these days, or ever did.
You'll notice
Yeah.
a hell of a difference between side 3 and side 4, say, because side 3 was down in that small club, and side 4 you're back into the open arena,
So
where
to speak.
housing thousands of people,
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the bombs that went up, there's a lot of bombs going off on this album.
Yeah?
Yeah. When you've heard it, Mick, you'll
Oh, see, right.
realise this.
Because there's another film that's sort of on the edge of surfacing at the moment, and that's the Ladies and Gentlemen film.
Yeah.
Which was made, what, Charlie, 73 was that?
Yeah.
Me.
Yes, you.
Don't know when it was made. I've only seen it once. It's a good sound. Hey, it's good.
What actually is that film? It's a film of the American tour?
Yeah. That's what it is, just a film. It was actually meant to be a movie, But what happened? Don't ask me. We couldn't get
It's
it.
supposed to be
we couldn't
playing.
get it.
It might be
We
playing at the Rainbow.
we had a
or something.
great idea to make a movie, but
Yeah.
using the colour, which is the live bit.
I'm totally against it,
But
unless
it
they
didn't.
overdub
It never
me.
came out.
He's not on it.
Oh yeah.
Thank goodness.
No, you're not. But it just came out as straight on stage thing. I mean, it's a drag really.
What are you going to do with that film? I mean, what's happening to it right now?
Well, we're gonna. Hopefully, it's gonna be played at the Rainbow soon, one night. I don't know if it is or not. We're trying to find a copy of it. Excuse me.
That'll be the telephone.
Carter, isn't it?
Yes,
What's he
hello.
want to know now?
Oh, tell
Your
me
car's
it'll be
here,
about
Charlie.
10 minutes. Thank you. What's your mum? She said,
Gardener.
when are you coming home for dinner?
I'll be home. Tell Mum I'll be home very soon.
All right.
Let's just finally look into the future as far as the band's concerned now. What are your own
God,
plans over
dear
the
me.
next 3-4 months?
Eh?
What are your own plans now when we come to the next 3 or 4 months?
We're going to make
Oh,
this like
we've got to go
this
and
studio
the
album.
Studio
album,
album.
right?
And then we're going to go on the road
Again.
again.
Yeah, because none of us have got any houses.
We're going to go in the studio
We've got
again.
nowhere else to live.
Then we're going to go on the road again. We're going to go to the studio, another suitcase and another.
Oh, no.
How solid are plans for that?
Very.
Oh, pretty solid.
No, they're not.
Of course they are. I've got it all worked out.
Combination, like on my suitcase.
I've got it all worked out, don't worry.
Yeah, I've got a week's notice.
See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
Charlie, want to take up drinking again?
No.
Bye.